Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today we're going to be taking a look at Polygon's Matic to see what's been going on most recently with the price action. Now, as I get into this video, if you do find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7, and we do a lot more down in Discord than we do on YouTube, so why not check it out? I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find. Right, let's dive right down into this and see what's going on with Matic. So we're just on the hourly chart paired up with USDT, and we are using Binance as a data source. So we've had a pretty interesting kind of run here with Matic, and I kind of want to just walk you through what I'm seeing inside the data and what we might expect to see happen next here with Matic. Now, to start with, we should probably just acknowledge that we are heading up into the overbought area on the hourly chart, but the 4 hourly is actually oversold and the 8 hourly is almost oversold. The daily is overbought, the weekly is oversold, the monthly is oversold. So there's some kind of correction that's going to have to happen in order to correct our daily chart. But for the most part, everything else here on Matic is looking pretty good, right? So we've had a good kind of pullback, natural kind of correction over the last couple of days here, taking us down to about, a 6.46% down, which, is pretty good. It's actually allowed us to kind of correct a few things, and you've actually held up the price pretty well, right? It's not too much of a drop. Considering, we rallied up quite hard here over the last few days of about 15%. So pretty good to see that kind of play out there. Now, for the most part, this is our last kind of parabolic run here. I say parabolic, that's probably a really bad word for it. But we had a good impulsive run here, right? And if we actually just focus in on that, and the reason that we want to focus here specifically is we had a low point just down here, quite a definitive one, and then we obviously have a good definitive high point just up here where we have kind of consolidation for a bit. Okay, cool. So now we know this, we can actually start marking this up a little bit. So straight away we can see that we actually had a really small move down and then bam, straight up for that fifth wave there. Then we actually started to come down here into some kind of triangle. So actually we might actually have to articulate that as your fifth wave and this is our fourth wave. That would probably make a little bit more sense because this seems to be pretty good triangle and then a breakout from there, which triangles can only happen in waves 4 and wave B. Okay, so the penultimate one, if you will. So and looking pretty good there. And then we start tracking down, and this is where things start to get a little bit hazy, because if we grab hold of this and we transpose this down, we can see that we didn't actually reach the minimum requirement for 5 waves down, yet it followed the rest of the market. So there was a bit of a trend to the downside that was being led by a few altcoins, and that kind of had a knock-on effect. So what you actually found was, although this is not an impulsive move down, unless we actually measure it differently, which we could probably measure it from here, which might actually help with that market decider. Yeah, that's probably okay. So if we do that, we can actually make sense of this count. So from here to here is wave 1 and 2. We then pull back down to here, which is wave 3 and 4, and then we're down for 5. Okay, and the reason for this is it then allows us to articulate that we actually had 5 waves inside of wave 3 just here and here. Okay, so we can see the sub wave counts inside there, and again these actually plot out all the way across as well. A little bit of overlap there, that doesn't necessarily work, and overlap here, but that doesn't work. But for the most part, you can kind of get the idea. We obviously found this with a bottom. Okay, now AVAX at this point was actually moving that stochastic RSI down, but it got reversed, right? And we haven't actually gone higher than wave 4 just yet, so we should be cautious. But we are up in the overbought area, so when we start thinking about where this is going, we're right up in the resistance zone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of this rectangular box and I'm going to draw it right in here. So all of this area is basically resistance. So we can see all these wicks. This is selling pressure. Okay. So there's a high probability that we're actually going to start to see this pull back down a little bit. So this might be A, B, and then we break through it for C wave higher. Maybe that goes impulsive, maybe that goes, it's too soon to really know about that. So we will be looking for something that's going to wipe out this stochastic RSI as a catalyst, bring that down, and then we should think about rallying on up. And obviously this is already going to align nicely with our 4 hourly. It's going to align nicely with our 8 hourly chart. And at some midterm point, we're going to need to do something about this daily. So let's check this one out, right? So here we can actually just zoom out a little bit and we can kind of see good move up. Not impulsive though. So ABC overlapped down with 5 waves, which is rather unfortunate. Then we rally up with again 3 waves, wiped back down. So these huge wicks, bolt back up again, rallied up for another 5 waves. So very, very choppy, right? This whole entire structure is very, very choppy. Now, it does look like we might be in some kind of decent way out of here. So if we were to think of this maybe slightly differently, let me actually tidy up a lot of this. We'll just get rid of some of that. And what we'll do is we'll take our A wave and we'll pull this down, transpose it over to here. That makes a lot more sense. So let me just get rid of some of the noise. Okay, and we'll get rid of some of these micro movements because we don't need them. And I'll get rid of that. What you've got, if I actually just bring that back down here for a second and I'll expand this out just a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. And then I'll bring this up to our support line down here. We hit the 1-to-1 ratio right on the nose right there. Okay, so we had an A wave up, a B wave down, and a C wave 1-to-1 ratio at $2.91. Okay, so that's absolutely nailed that. And then we're pulling back down. So we had ABC up right after an ABC down, and we might be looking at an ABC down again, but this could potentially be the end of some kind of corrective move, which will be really interesting. So on that note, I will delete that fib off and we'll focus back in on this on the daily to see what is going on there. So obviously there's a lot of noise in here. I'm just going to quickly remove some of this older stuff. I don't think we need it anymore for the most part. So we'll just get rid of a lot of that noise so we can then start to see things a little bit clearer here. In fact, I'll get rid of that one as well. So we have a quite a clear definitive move down. We bounce, we've moved down again. And there's a bounce inside there. So let's start with a slightly bigger macro trend here. We'll grab hold of the larger move, we'll pull this down and we can see that we can come down to potentially 93 cent. Okay, that's going to be your real bearish kind of scenario. And if we grab hold of this one and we move this over to here, this also comes more in line with our B wave support, so it could end up with a double bottom. So effectively that would put us at about $1.01. So quite a drop, but you are going to need something like that to potentially wipe out that daily. Not a guarantee, guys. I'm not going to leave them on there, because I don't think that we're actually going to have enough momentum to bring the price down that low. But there will be some kind of corrective action. We might have to just come down to one of these additional low points that we've had already, just to see that kind of come, this stochastic RSI come back down. We want to get the momentum back behind this daily price, and it's just not there at the moment. So when we start thinking about what's going on here, we had ABC up, ABC down, A might be a B wave or a double bottom of some kind just in this range of maybe 133. But something's going to have to happen here in order to take this stochastic RSI down. It doesn't have to be a huge move. We've been overbought before. We've had a pullback and it's been, reasonable, about 20%. Sometimes it can be even lower than that. So if we were to think about this area just here where we're overbought down to oversold, that puts us at about 11%. So you get the idea. If we were to lose that kind of momentum, where are we actually talking? I'm thinking, yeah, double bottom around here might be the thing that we aim for, and it might just be a wick like this one day, takes 16%, wipes out the stochastic RSI, right? So watch out for that space. But for the most part, I think before we actually talk about the midterm kind of pullbacks, is some kind of move upwards that we are going to be enjoying first. So we should focus in on that, and then just be very mindful that there is going to be some kind of corrective action that is going to be required here for Matic on the kind of midterm. Long term, we are still good. We should be tracking quite nicely to the upside for Polygon's Matic. Longer term, but there's going to be something in the middle there that needs to have some kind of correction. So guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.